Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect, where in the previous episode we were messing around with deliveries and such, and we've added this extra boat dock to allow all of our I guess it would be like scannable cargo and things that we want to keep away from the prisoners. We want to have them come this way through this delivery system with the scanner machine, then in either to the kitchen or the storage, whereas this area still does have a boat dock, but it's just where prisoners come as well. And that was obviously all done with the new deliveries and transport system, which actually has been improved since the end of that episode, because there's been a new patch that's added a couple of different things. One of them being, if we go over to our flooring and landscape, a new quick island tool where you can draw an island and it will dynamically generate one, which may be of some use in the future, but we shall see. And also a couple of bug fixes as well. But either way, in this episode, our plan is to do a bit of a reference pass through these rooms here and see what we have, what we don't have, and more importantly, what we want to have and add. And then obviously think about putting in some flooring, because quite frankly, it's still looking fairly horrible and going sort of along that route. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this first one that we mentioned. Actually, I'm going to do a full shakedown, because why not, while we're having a little discussion on. Also in objects, it said there's a new object in here. What is it saying? Signs, yes, there's loads of new signs, but I'm not going to go through all of that. Anyway, we're going to go over to our rooms, and we can see that we've got things like, well, we don't have a holding cell, nor do we have a dormitory, but we don't want either. It would be nice to have a solitary area, but again, so we've got solitary, a protective custody area, but we shall see about that one. If we do, it'll probably be around here. We do not have a workshop, and we're not going to have one. We don't have a security room, but I do want one, so I do want to build a security room almost certainly here, but we'll see how we get on there. We have a visitation currently not set, but obviously it is placed down the bottom here. I actually want to remove that little section there as well. We could place a metal detector in the infirmary to stop, I think, needles getting stolen, but we shall see. And oh yes, I have actually put in these little wings there, which people were mentioning in the comments, because it was being a little bit annoying that they were off to one side. Anyway, back to here. Library we haven't got, and we're not going to have one. Forestry, same thing. Classroom we do have, but the prisoners don't even want to use it, so that's not something we can really force on them. Mailroom we don't have, and I don't know if we're going to have one. Shop, certainly not. Padded cells, all of that sort of thing, no. And we don't have a gymnasium. I'm thinking of putting some gym equipment in the yard and leveling up the yard a little bit, but only a little bit. But we'll see how we get on there. Okay, the first thing to do then, I think, is this security room that I've mentioned. So we're going to go over to our creation tool here, and we will put in some foundation. Creation tool? I guess it is creating some foundation, but there you are, and then we'll plan that off. In terms of funding and where we are, we're in a fairly decent state at this stage. 35,000 generic units of currency in the kitty, getting over 5 per day as well, over 5 grand per day, which is pretty good. Obviously that also is plus and minus any random fluctuations, and obviously the prisoners arriving, which I think is £1,000 we get for each of these prisoners. We have transfer, no intake. We're getting £1,000 each, so that's fine. So pretty good. In terms of grading, we have 2 more prisoners to be released via the pro system before we get a grade, so we'll see how we get on there. In this security room then, I want to place almost certainly a jail door, but let's have a quick look at our walls and doors, and then to the door tab, and yeah, we're going to place a jail door in there. And also, while we are building some of this, we do need to place some concrete tiles along there, down here, across this section. I'm going to go around, and I'm basically going to place in the concrete tiles in places where it basically should have been done quite a while ago now. So that is pretty much sorted around there. This area here eventually will go to the next island, which will go up that way, and the other one, there'll be another area, probably, I'm guessing, or maybe on this side, going that way to another island, and then we'll have these two completely free. But that's a future us problem, because current us has got much more to focus on around here. Deliveries and the other stuff around here may change as well. Haven't yet decided. Certainly haven't yet put anything on the floor, but I don't know what's going to happen there. I'm still going to remove all of this grass eventually anyway, and once we put the foundations in, it will all be changed, so that's alright too. While they're cracking on with that, let's just check in objects then, and we will check the yard. Now, there's a lot of things that it's recommending. Actually, phone booths while I'm here. I'm going to place some more in there because that would be of some benefit. We haven't got any automatic door openers, nor do we really need any. And who is that? That is a parole officer that's currently going through the centre. I would have thought they would have preferred that, but apparently not. Is there anything I can do to do that? Visitor direction. Can't set a visitor direction there because then it means I'd have to go out that way and round, so we're not going to do that. These obviously have all been redesignated upon loading for some reason, but we'll sort that out there as well. In terms of my grant, still can't get a bank loan. That's just completely busted. That's not happening anymore, which could prove problematic later on, but we shall see. In terms of staff needs as well, haven't really checked those. Let's go ahead and check out the needs, staff. And there's some medium needs across the board and only a couple of critical ones. So overall, it's fairly fine. No great issue there. Just waiting for this foundation to be placed. It doesn't say it needs a door, but it also is not generating. So I'm wondering whether or not there's something missing there. I'm going to prioritize the building of that to see if there's any great issue. I don't think anything's missing. If there was something missing, it would have been altered by now. Okay, what I'm going to do temporarily then, we're going to place a door in here, and once again prioritize that, and that will get that sorted. You can see they are going around to place all of these floor tiles, which is good, and it looks like there's one little section remaining, and that should probably do it. Yep, there we go, that's now built. So that door can be dismantled, and we will have, what do we want to have here? We want to have the rusty wall across there, and then this is going to be a security room. So let's designate all that as security. It has actually been lit up as well because it's right next to here, so that's actually perfectly fine. We have another prisoner being paroled early, and I didn't actually check to see what type of prisoners we got. Not that we can do anything about it, you understand, because obviously we are not having any, at the moment, any solitary confinement. That was one of the things we set out right at the start of the series, and I'm still unsure whether I really want to place one, because it would be around here, but maybe we'll see. Anyway, security, because the thing is, once we expand, if we do decide to do that, because, well, with all of the problems with this stuff, we might not, but we'll have to see. Yes, the whole, like, problems with the stuff going over, I don't know if I want to expand, but if we do expand, anyone that's, snitch or ex-law enforcement or any of that sort of thing, oh, there's a overdose, I think that maybe it's something we don't often see in the series. Yeah, we would want to have people transferred from this island to another island instead of having a protective custody. But there you are. Anyway, let's place in some stuff around here. So this is going to be our security office, and I'm thinking I want it laid out like, well, like a like you would get a sort of, I don't know, like a precinct type thing. So the have these facing each other like so, like that, and then we'll have like chairs back to back like that, and that's our security room. We've got prisoner Klim here, who's in there for maybe dancing a little bit. What are they up to? Strong, extremely deadly. Serious injury, found drugs, luxuries, and attack prisoner. Oh, okay, that's apparently what's happened there. 9 prisoners being released. 10 prisoners must be released in order for the report to be completed. So that is good. That is what we wanted to see. This seems to function fine now, so I'm very happy about that. That seems to be working quite well. There's loads of stuff being brought in, and as you can see, it's taking a while for it to be scanned through that. Even the stuff that we're about to build, obviously it's taking a while to scan it all. So that in itself, with the supply boat, the limitation on the supply boat, and the scanner on the deliveries, really does slow down building. But it's not a big problem. It just is what it is. In terms of grants, we do have 3 grants on the go. Reform through Education Initiative. That's not going to get done on the current island. It just ain't going to happen. Manufacturing Facility, same thing. We don't have it here. And Cellblock C, which is raise our prisoner capacity to 100. And again, we're not going to have that because, well, we're not going to have that amount on here. So we can't get any more grants and we can't get any more money. So apart from... sorry, I can't get any more bank loans, so I'm not really too sure what else we can really do. Parole hearings on the go, 66% pass rate. That's 8 pass there. Behavioural therapy, it would be nice to run that. That would be pretty good, but we'll have to see how we get on. Anyway, our security room is now up and running, which is fairly cool. So I think what we'll do now is... I'm tempted to get this built, and then that'll be a good amount of money to start placing some flooring. Or we could do this. So as I mentioned, the thing that really sort of sticks out is that we don't have a mail room, and I don't particularly mind that we don't have a mail room, but if we just check our... Actually, where would it be? We'll check our max set grading. Max set grading is actually quite high on 89. I say quite high, it's not quite high. It's quite low actually, but you can see normally with visitation it would be over 100. So they don't have work access, they don't have mail, they don't have temporary visitation, they don't have gym or a shop, and more hours of sleep. In terms of facilities, we've got low yard quality, average common room quality, low canteen quality, and average classroom quality, but they don't use that anywhere. So actually, it's not bad. It's better than I expected, especially when you consider I'm going to probably put a running track in this yard, and maybe some bleachers. Actually, no, I'm not going to put a running track. I'm going to place some bleachers though, and the bleachers. Where do I want to place them? I mean, we could place them sort of just off middle, or do I want to place them back to back? There's training dummy. Prisoner train hard may even learn new fighting skills. I really don't want that. PA system increases the suppression felt by inmates when placed in a cell block or yard. Yes, so you can actually place them in here. Do we need the suppression? 57 prisoners are suppressed compliant. It would fit in with the theme around here, but it will decrease the prison's grade. It's not affecting that, but it will affect that, which is, yeah, they're entitled to grade 5. Right, okay. Wood flooring over 50% will be -1, and a PA system, same thing. All right, we don't want to put punching bags in. I don't mind weight benches, and don't mind case to the exercise need. I don't really want to be training them to go over things. That's sending the wrong message. So what we'll do is we'll place in the... We'll have a couple of bleachers like along this side and along that side. Let's just see, sort of one there, one there. I'm just going 3 on either side like that. And then we're going to have a gap of 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hang on. Is that right? It's that that's not right. 1, 2, 3. No, from here. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. Okay, that's in. No problem. We'll have in a... Do you want floodlights in? I don't know if we want or need floodlights. I like the idea of floodlights being in though. So I'm going to put some floodlights in there. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 from the middle. 2, 3, 4. And there's that in. And then PA system I am going to put in just next to it. And I'm very tempted to put a PA system in here as well, because it just fits with the design of it, and it gives them suppression. Downgrades it, but couldn't care less. Anyway, that's now in. We may make this mud or sand. Haven't yet decided what we're going to do there. I do want, however, some flooring right across, but we'll see how we get on. Looks like the prisoners are eating, which is fine. We're on day 43, by the way, 5 hours and 3 minutes building there. Current season is autumn, sunny weather. So we've had no problem with the temperature stuff. That's all worked out quite well, and there's a load of people just going through there, which is a shame. There's all the light from this, which is good. A couple more guard towers would be quite nice, but we'll see. See, people are getting searched there. If we double check our intelligence, we can see that there's supplies of weapons and tools. There isn't any, and there's no demand for weapons and tools, which is more interesting. Narcotics and luxuries, though, however, there is some supply and indeed some demand. So I need to run some electrical cable along to there, get all of that powered up. In terms of power, we are running quite warm there, so we'll have to think about putting in another power station to take some of the load off the current thing. But what I'm going to do is go over to our flooring and to concrete tiles. Concrete tiles going to go across there, and indeed across there and there, and we're going to finally start to place some flooring in. Now, white tiles is probably going to look too clean for this, so ceramic it is, but the problem is this is probably going to cost 10 grand. Oh no, only 3. That's fine, because these are my, I think it's my favourite floor texture in the game. Although, no, that's 6 grand. Yes, it does cost more than it said. Okay, fair enough. And there's the flooring in. It's got that old-fashioned look, hasn't it? I like that. But, yeah, obviously, that's something we can't really do often. That's actually not powered up, that one, so I will connect that up. And we'll see that on grading now, the grade is actually gone up again because we've put these bleachers in. But, if we actually check out room grading, PA system is negative, and it's average, yeah. But because we've got bleachers and 10 of the objects, it's gone up, yeah. Going to do a full shake, actually tunnel search. I think tunnel search is probably all we need to do at this stage. 63 places to find. Oh, we found some poison, some cigs there in this person's cell. We haven't actually altered that as well. If we go over to our policy, all this is default, high risk. You can see we've got lockdown and solitary for finding things. If we find luxuries, we don't stop them. Really, you know what I might do? I'm very tempted to match with, I think that's match with medium. Yeah, it's currently matched with medium, but if we say supermax, what if you say minimum? Oh, sorry, because it is all medium. Recommend, that's what it recommends for this. It recommends basically lockdown if you get found with anything solitary with all that. Yeah, we'll increase, see if we can increase that punishment. Oh, here we go. So, prison grading. We have punishment at 7. Pretty high. Very high indeed. Reform, 1. I'm surprised it's 1. I don't know how it really could be any higher than that with no programs running that they have. Well, most of them don't want to do the programs, and some of the programs, like the spiritual guidance, they haven't passed anywhere. Security is at 1, so it's not too bad. Could be better, could be worse. And health, as always, is in the minuses because unless you're feeding them, I don't know, caviar and all sorts of stuff, they're always going to have a quite low rating there. Anyway, we're waiting for these to crack on and build that. We can see that we now have the PA systems in and around here, which is fine. These are now placed, and that looks much better. We're starting to see this come good, which is excellent. Another prisoner will be arriving shortly, which is also good. And we will be able to, after a day or so, be able to do some visitation and build that as well, which is advantageous. Now, I've only got 21 grand. There is our inmate, Benjamin Scutt, prisoner number 2202478. Sentenced to 25 years for murder and has already previously served 4 years for kidnapping and 2 years for violent disorder. They have the Storkel trait. Yeah, so the money I've got, I'm keeping for that. If we go to quick build and clone, we can obviously clone all that. Rotate it round. That will go in there. I know I didn't flip the other ones, and people did mention about that we didn't flip it for these ones. Yep, we didn't. It really doesn't make much of a difference. I mean, it does make some difference. There is some difference because of like the way these are lined up and the way the doors are and such. But it really, like I say, it doesn't make much of a difference for what we have. And it would be 22 grand for that. But that's not strictly true, because then we have to place all the stuff inside. That was a guard that said they were pissed off. Staff morale is 81% and... Oh, and decreasing. And also you can see there's 22 staff have serious complaints. Let's have a quick look at that then. We can see from... Why has I got medium security in there? Staff needs. There is a... Oh, high need for food. Why is that not being fulfilled? There is no food being brought in. There's the food. Staff meals 1. Well, that's not enough. And that person was also eating. I didn't know if you saw there. They were eating with a staff door. Something's broken. Could be this stuff again. Food distribution. Meals required, none. Meals ready, none. Meals being cooked, none. That's all. That's predicted demand, but that's all in. Laundry distribution, we can see, is happily working there. Temperature is fine throughout the facility. So, and we can't change the transport of things. That's fine. Those are fine. I'm very tempted to turn off garbage on here, because surely they just want to go there, because it's right near garbage. I may place garbage around here and change that up. Turn that off. So, garbage. Remove that. Remove that. Have garbage on this side. That's fine. And I'm going to go for deliveries. Extend that. Then remove part of it. Then remove exports. Actually, deliveries can go all the way across there. That's fine. And then exports, which will have that side there, like that. And then obviously we have to sort all that out again. So that's coming in. That's sorted. Deliveries. That's not right. See, it's set up to that, but that's not what we want. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. We don't actually need that set up, but it's not going to alter it. And that is right, I think. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to dump all these trays. Because in previous games, we've seen a bug in the food for the staff. And removing the trays was the problem, because they were shifting the trays between one area and another. But it doesn't seem to be that. It is that staff needs. 33 staff are furious that they can't have that need. That is definitely set to staff only. I'm going to remove it. Then redo it. Let's see if it brings more stuff in. I can't actually see what it says. Staff room, no. Canteen. Remove the designation of that. Then redesignate. Becomes a staff canteen. There's an unknown reputation on prisoner Ian Ward. It's not that there's not food there. Sorry, there's not food trays. And look at that, yeah, seeing that? And there's more stuff coming in. Yeah, there's a bug. There's a bug being introduced at some point. Probably the last patch that apparently fixed things. Never change. No, literally don't change, because every time you change you had a bug. Right, okay, let's continue on. It's difficult not to get somewhat frustrated. It's probably my issue, to be fair. I've probably done something around here and messed the logistics up, but we'll have to deal with that in a later stage. Let me go over to quick build and cloning, and then we are going to place this in here, and obviously that's going to give us a lot more prisoners and that sort of thing as well. 6 hours until we can get the visitation put back in, which is good. We can see there's a lot of stuff coming in here, lots of foundations. There'll be loads of stuff there that we have to then scan and obviously build and all that sort of thing. I'm a bit concerned that our morale will... Oh yeah, staff morale is on 38% and decreasing, because, and rightly so, they're not able to eat and they are really annoyed by it. That makes perfect sense. What have I done to mess it up? What is the solution? Food distribution. It's all set. There's the mayor calling. They've completed their security review. Visitation allow we placed in. It should all be fine. But I'm just going to double check our deployment. Deployment is also fine in there as well, so don't need to alter that. I'm going to remove the kitchen and then redesignate the kitchen. And that will hopefully alter that. It's still set. See, they're coming with this food, but it's only staff meals 1. Every single time it's bringing in 1 meal. The other ingredients is there's loads. I'm going to try something. I'm going to dump that, and let's see if it changes it. Still 1. Okay. Alright. What can I do to fix this? What can I do to fix this? Could give them more breaks. Let's put 20% to staff breaks. See if that changes that. This is all prison policy. And there's, oh, all that money there. Right, that's fine. Loads more stuff being ordered in. Can't do anything in programs. I could give them a pay rise. I'm going to give them a 20% pay rise, which gives us a positive for staff are well paid and morale is increasing. That's the solution, but it's a $2,000 solution. So we'll have to see. We're going to do a tunnel search once more, see how we get on. We will obviously get this built. Well, the workers will get that built as soon as they possibly can. Overall, though, I think we're doing alright. There's been how many... Prison value is due... Oh, it's bang on $250,000. 2% reoffending rate, which is excellent. Profits is not great. No staff fatalities. 63 capacity and increasing. Only 4 deaths in custody, which is good for a high security prison. But we do have a lot of suppression going on with the armed guards, and they recently added speakers there, the PA system. 13 paroled early and 0% reoffended, and obviously non-executed and non-escaped. So that's alright. In terms of the needs for the prisoners, there is the clothing need once again, but that's just because we're doing all of this. It's currently high, but it can't get to critical. And there is a critical hygiene need though, but that will be fulfilled as soon as they go in here. And you can see that bar going up, and yep, all that need is being fulfilled, which is excellent. We will get a nice bit of money when we have the arrival of the new prisoners, which is good. There we go. We have strong, unknown reputation, and tough. That's not their names, just the traits. Might be their nicknames, but there you are. Who's this? Oh, this is strong, and that's my mate Tough. And who's he? He's unknown. We don't know. And good grief, that's a lot of stuff that's been coming off that boat and being scanned as well. So they are being very thorough about it, although the machine is just conked out and broke down because I'm guessing... No, nobody was staffing that. I think, oh, it's because maybe the exit's not clear. I don't really know. Anyway, staff morale is 37. 36. It's going to be doing that for a while. And they have serious complaints, but they are well paid. They're not well fed, but they're well paid. Anyway, this is getting built, which is good. That'll increase our capacity to... I'm not actually too sure, but it'll increase it to a decent amount. And we will probably, let's say after that, think about what's going to go around here. But I'm also trying to place in some flooring. The yard itself, I don't think there's much we really need to do to it. Although I do want to have it as dirt. We could have it as mud, but that's a little bit off. Although it might look quite good. Haven't yet decided. It's probably going to be dirt because it'll match up with the edge of this, and I don't like the idea of being the grass there. But this is just what it had, and I'm not going to spend. Actually, dirt doesn't cost you any money, so we could make it dirt if we really wanted to. Yeah, not now. We've got other things to get on with. There's loads of ingredients coming in, which is fine. That's going to be all dropped off there, and obviously they're going to come through. Lots of cabbages on the floor. All this is being picked up and cleaned. So they are sorting all of that out, and obviously food is getting distributed to both areas. Lots of guards wandering around here in the canteen looking at empty shelving. But there is another meal there, one coming in. We're probably going to do a full shakedown tonight, actually. I think it would be of some benefit to do a full shakedown. I'm going to lock open that door so they can still crack on building there. Okay, so let's do a shakedown, all areas, all sectors, so that's fine. I just want to double check. Yeah, that should be staff only. That should be max sec. That should be max sec. These should be max sec. It likes changing those, and I'm not too sure why. And the morgue has to stay open, so that's all okay as well. It says we're not finding much, and that is technically correct. We're not finding much with this shakedown because most of it is being found by the checkpoint, or at the checkpoint, not by the checkpoint. So, yeah, by the guard at the checkpoint, not the checkpoint itself. But at least that is functioning quite well, which I'm fairly happy about. And there's that search finished. Okay, so it looks like this cell block is done. So once again, we need to connect everything up here. Now, the problem that we may have is that obviously we're placing all of this pipe work and such in previous... that goes right across, does it? And what I'll do then is I'll run that to there. And that should be enough then to run all of these pipes like so. I don't want to connect the pipe work up, even though it's one continuous loop. Previously, there has been issues with connecting things. Like connecting them up, especially when they're going different ways. Like if they're going that way and meeting in the middle. Yeah, it can cause some issues, so we're going to forego that. Hot water pipe is actually quite easy to run because we've already got some stuff in there. And there we go. And obviously it's going to take quite some time for them to sort all of that out. But that should be perfectly fine. So 40 grand in the kitty. Obviously we've just received a lot more prisoners. Let's go ahead and check out these prisoners. We can see that we've got extremely strong, volatile, stoical, fearless, some unknown traits there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legendary prisoners. Although, yes, they might be designated as legendary, but looking at them, you know, they haven't... I mean, they've got the traits that you would expect for legendary, but legendary normally get a huge amount of traits. And luckily, we haven't seen any of the extra traits yet. Actually, I don't know if it's lucky that we haven't seen it, or whether it's just we haven't given them the opportunity to gain and lose those traits. That's something that we did turn on for this series, but we haven't yet seen it all in sort of full swing there. So it's currently autumn, 2 degrees C, so these prisoners are probably rightfully complaining that it's a little bit chilly. It's still shorts weather, but, you know, they're having to sort of wrap up warm in the bed at night, that's for sure. And we're just obviously putting all of the pipe work in, and they'll crack on with that. Delivery's still functioning there, that's fine. 10 grand is what we're getting per day, and the warden is calling. Do you receive word that the prisoners are unhappy with how much time they have to work during the day and are planning to cause trouble if it isn't reduced? A guard overheard them say that if they had to work more than 2 hours, they're going to tear this place apart. So at the moment, it says reduce work hours to 2 or less, and our regime has got this as work/free time. So quite frankly, we'll just do that, and that functions perfectly well. To be fair, it's work/free time because it is. Like, they don't have any work. There's no work for them to complete. They don't have any jobs. We haven't assigned them to any jobs. So if you look at every single one of them, you'll notice that they've got no money on them whatsoever. There is no way for them to work and earn money. So, you know, that's a thing. Anyway, so cracking on with this. Looks like they're just putting the finishing touches to the flooring, which is now done. I'm going to leave the rest of the staff to crack on. Let me check up the jobs here. Yeah, you can see there's loads of jobs. Why is this blocked? Too dangerous. Oh! 3 deaths. Killed for being a snitch. Dead guard. And another snitch. So there was 2 snitches there. Wow. That happened in, you know, blink of an eye. It was just, it happened. And another one. So we don't know about these traits. Also, one thing I should have connected up earlier is these. There we go. So, yeah. And obviously, look at all that contraband. It's just an assault of red lines, isn't it, on the map? And you see it's trying to scroll through it to tell you what it is. Wow. That's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Anyway, where were we? Yeah, I mean, we didn't know about these traits, but I mean, there's not much we can really do about it. Because we don't have protective. Because we decided that we weren't going to have it. You know, it was a decision, not a tactical decision. It was just I think more of a tonal decision than anything else. So a lot of people are going to start coming to here. There's an informant we can recruit. Just checking all these. You can do it another way. You can also go to informants, and it will have potential CI over there. Recruit. There you go. And it does it that way. Right. Cool. Seeing the prisoner uniforms being delivered, which is good. And you can see the queued. Store the dirty uniform in the laundry basket. So the workers have got stuff to do, but there's a lot of them that haven't done anything. That's a hearse boat, so that'll be sorted in a moment. And to think we weren't going to have a morgue, it's actually seen a fair bit of traffic. Let's go over to flooring and to concrete tiles. Concrete tiles is going to go right across here, and all this will be concreted in here, and then concreted out to that side as well. So it's going to go straight across. Inside, we want to have probably the... Ooh, what do I have for this sort of stuff? I like the idea of cargo floor. Cargo floor is a nice one, but it doesn't really fit with the look of this. Iron floor. Iron floor will look very nice. And while we're on with iron flooring, we'll place that in there as well. Same thing in here. Laundry, we're going to place in ceramic. And similar thing for the kitchen and everything else. And the walkways I'll sort out in a moment. Probably mosaic is where we're going to go with a lot of this sort of stuff. But we'll have to see. We also have dock wooden. Right, that's fairly full. Oh, you can also see something because we got these doors in. What? You just dumped it there. These doors, it means you don't have to open the door to feed them. You can feed them through the hatch, but they've just sort of dropped in the middle because, well, apparently, that's the way it's done. Let's keep on recruiting the informants there. So that's all fine. That's sorted. It is currently autumn. One just went to 2 degrees, and it is, as you can clearly see, snowing. But what I want to do, I want to max speed it out, and I want to spend some money specifically around this power station. Is that more fighting there? It is. I'll let them crack on there. What I'll do in the meantime is check out our patrols. Blue patrol, which will go around the outside, the inside of this facility. A magenta patrol will go around the outside, and then obviously we have a dog there, we have a guard in here, and then an armed guard in here as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 armed guards, and we can have a total of 6. So we'll hire another armed guard, but I do want to get some more, so we'll have to sort that one out. We don't really need anything else there, so that's alright as well. There's our people coming in. We will probably benefit from an automatic door opener with that door and that door. But other than that, there's nothing else we really need to place. And was that... someone's been eating there? They have. Looks like they've moved all the way down to there as well. Staff morale is at 66, with some having serious complaints. Another death there, and... oh, good grief! So... we've got this prisoner, James Shaw, age 40, prisoner number 1478039, who has obviously just failed. If we check there, yeah, parole hearing failed. Although they did pass spiritual guidance, so apparently they're not Zen, and they've attacked this guard, killed them, and then promptly attacked the parole officer, and now going for the parole lawyer. So I've ordered a guard response here, and they must have the deadly trait. Extremely deadly. Okay, that's why it was so quick. So, yeah. I've initiated guard response. Gonna get some more. And there's the taser. Right. So they're gonna have quite a bit of time in solitary now. I don't know how many years in solitary they're going to have, but it's going to be quite a bit. Alright. 18 in lockdown, 14 in solitary, and 1 awaiting. Yeah. I wonder if our punishment's actually gone down. So the punishment's gone down even though we altered the policy to be harsher. I'm going to match that with medium again and have it as that, because it seemed to be working better that way. Well, there you are. Anyway, where were we? So that iron is now in, apart from for some reason that tile. It is ordered, they just haven't yet placed it. And there's little bits there that they haven't placed either. That's weird. Flooring, iron floor, cancel that, replace it. And is it going to be ordered? No. Something's not right. Oh, now it's placed. They are wanting to get it. Oh, there we go. It's doing it. It's doing it. Patience. Alright, power station then. Let's put another power station in with capacitors all the way around the outside. Bit of an outlay. 26 grand in total, but it's needed. In terms of utilities then, you can see it runs all over the place. So what we're going to do? Well, we can probably have a lot of this removed from the grid, and this changed as well. I'm thinking what we'll do is have this power station power all of this, and potentially all of that. But then the other power station will just get the bottom around here. Oh, it's going to get these as well, which is also quite a big task. Okay. I think instead then we'll reroute that across to there. Cut that off. Cut that off. Connect that up to there. So these cell blocks will be powered by this one. Okay, I think that's what we'll do. That's what we'll end up doing. Okay. It is currently sleep time, which is the perfect time to be doing this. Dismantle utility. Dismantle it there. Dismantle it there. And that then will power down all of that. This then connects in and connects to there. This one then goes along to that one. Actually, I'll run it up there, simply because if there's a fire here, it'll burn all that away from the grid, and I don't want that. And then dismantle all of those. So that's now better. And there's a light there that I need to dismantle that's apparently not powered. But that should be all of the power, I think. Yeah, that's on. That one's going to get placed soon. That one's getting placed. One more to go. And then that one. That's on and that's on. And not an even distribution, but none of them are running at a dangerous level. So that is fine. Okay, that's not too bad. Anyway, I think we will probably leave it there. Some interesting quirkiness going on. When I say interesting, I mean almost game-breaking. With that staff morale being low, it means that the searches are not going to be as effective. It means that they may even be a little bit slower. So I don't know what to do about that. I'm hoping it's just a mistake I've made, and by all means, if you know what it is, let me know in the comments. I'm going to have a play around, and yeah, if it's a bug, then, well, I don't know what we can do. Hopefully fixed, but we shall see. Either way, next episode, we will, I think, spend some time placing some flooring and doing a sort of, I was going to say a beauty pass, but the whole thing is rusty. But we'll cover it, you know, I'll put some flooring in and that sort of stuff, and then decide what we're going to do with these rooms up here. Now, I know the default option is to say, oh, just put protective custody in. And that is true. Protective custody would potentially be, you know, a good thing for us. But then again, I'm also very tempted to stick with the original idea of not having one. But I guess the only reason we're not having one is because we've decided we're not having one. Is there a good reason for not having one? No. No, it's simply we just made that decision. But we might have to renege on that one. We'll see how things go. Either way, hope you have enjoyed the video and the series thus far. Comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.